told you guys I would, and here's the situation. Cowboys lost. Terrible loss, by the way. We looked at this situation, and I said to myself, man, I'm going to get drawn into the situation, whereas I'm thinking that we going to go into the LA Rams territory and rip them apart. I thought that this offense was going to put up 40. I thought this offense was going to at least put up 30. I thought that we were going to look like nobody can stop us, but when I look back at this situation, I say, man, oh man. It's crazy, Cowboy Nation. I can't even sleep because I'm so drawn into this thing. Shout out to the LA Rams. Shout out to everybody that root and support the Rams because they came to and they was ready to play. They was flat out ready to play. So now it forces me to eat this crow. Who want the leg? Who want the wing? You know, who want the beak, for crying out loud? Shout out to those that's in the chat box, man. I really appreciate everybody that's watching, man. Here's the situation, Cowboy Nation. I know that it's week one. I know that it is a situation where we might look to it and say, well, this is the same old Cowboys. And all of y'all been here in the offseason. I'm saying that this is a different team. Let me know if I'm lying, right? I've been saying all offseason, this is a different team. We're going to be able to do this. We're going to be able to do that. But now it's getting back to the point whereas the LA Rams, they quietly walked right on in and said, you know what? We're looking for revenge. We looking for straight up revenge. And all we can do is go back and look at the hour pregame show that we did, right? Me, Big Game James, Scott Walker still with the new field, and also the 3 hour and plus live game play by play. And I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, when are we going to see this Mike McCarthy? When he's going to come out? When is he's going to show us something? And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing everything that I drew out as relates to the reservation that I had on this team or had towards the team coming to full plain view. Everything. LVE. I said all off season, okay, I love what he's going to do. He'll be one of the guys that I'm really going to look at. And the first thing I see that happened with LVE is he go lay down like Family Guy. Shattered collarbone, out for 8 weeks. I said, man, I was more worried about the back. Now all of a sudden it's that. It's crazy when we think about it. It is flat out crazy. Oh, so now I'm looking at this defense and saying, okay, maybe, just maybe, the front four will exhibit and exude and give us something to look at. Ain't this right, Mickey Walker? Really appreciate you for subscribing to the channel. But I'm looking at the front four saying, okay, that is the best makeup for the secondary. Guess what happened? It was nowhere to be found, nowhere to be seen, right? And we sitting back and saying to ourselves, okay, we've been esoteric about everything. We're not putting a lot of stuff out there. So we really, as fans, blindly walking into it, and all I can go off of is the 13 years that we had before Jason Garrett, right? So I'm looking back at this thing saying, oh, yes, it's week one. Yes, it's week one. No, it's not week 2 or week 3, but we got some things that we got to do, baby. And I won't be a guy right here to lie and kick it. I can't be that guy. So I got to be the guy to really tell you guys the real deal Holyfield, right? I'm going to let you guys know that as a safety play, when you have backside protection, you got to make sure your cutback lanes are there. You got to make sure you flip your hips and get down. You can't be able to sit there and say, okay, yeah, the front four is there, but you as the safety, last line of defense, you got to know when to come down into the box. We didn't see really a strong caliber of play as it relates to safety hood as a situation where it's oh my goodness. Look, a lot of times we can look at a situation and we can see with our natural eyes and say, man, this team is not going to do what they said they were going to do based off the evidence that they seen last year. And all of a sudden, coaches do these things called elevation. But in the same breath, coaches do these things too. They got to understand that sometimes you can't elevate. Look, as much as we love Michael Jordan, I can coach Michael Jordan and look like a brilliant all-star, right? But somebody can coach Michael, like, let's say Terry Jordan, and he would never be Michael Jordan, even though they got the same last name. Sometimes talent is the end all be all. And I'm not making excuses because I got to eat my crow. I've been talking about the Eagles. I said, cry, Eagles, cry to the land of no victory. But right now, as the present day of September the 14th, the no-name Washington team is leading the NFC East. Now, will they hold that position for a long period of time? Nobody knows. So the Cowboys this week, they need to stop trying to play political. And if you about that win action, you go say, hey, Delaney Walker, we got a cup of coffee for you. It's still hot, baby. Come on down to Big Dick. Oh, not just him. Snacks. We had problems. We started off, Cowboy Nation. Let me tell you, I've seen so many people that will say, well, this person played 3-tech. He's not a 1-tech guy. Oh, we were good. Don't you guys know we played a lot of snaps with Antoine Barbecue Woods? Right next to him was Tyrone Crawford. Don't you guys think that you can pick up the phone and say, hey, Snacks, hey, we got some snacks for you, and we got some coffee. Bring them in for a cup of coffee. Clay Matthews, bring them in for a cup of coffee. I know that a lot of people are going to look at this thing and say, hey, we don't need these guys. We good with the guys that we got. It's going to take time for continuity, rapport, and all this stuff to build. But it's been 25 years, Cowboy Nation, and I'm tired of eating this crow. It's not a good crow. Oh my goodness. Shout out to you, Benz. Really appreciate you. Adula, really appreciate you. Hey, who gonna get the beak? Cause I can't eat this crow by myself. Anybody want to get the eye? Anybody? Let me pull up the picture again. Who's gonna get the leg over there? You see those little legs, the crow feet right there? Let me blow some little flames on them. You know. And Clay Matthews opted out. Well, somebody. We need to get somebody. It don't have to be Clay. It can be Vontaze Burfict. You know, it could be somebody. we gotta do something. I got it on preheat. Who gonna get the wings? Who gonna get the feathers? You know, Meek, what's good with you? Eastside Harold, shout out to you, fam. Hey, you was quiet. I bet you were rooting for those LA Rams. I know you was rooting for those Rams. Let me keep the fire on me just for a quick second. Man, it's just been one of those games where we stood up all night, all day. And we were sitting there saying to ourselves, we finally get to see the full spectrum of this team. And guess what happened? Oh, my goodness. And then, yes, injuries are part of the game. We got Jarwin to go out or what have you.
Just hard luck with a lot to do in the coming weeks. Slightly smiling face.
You're right, Adula, man. It's one of those situations whereas if I'm the Rams, I'm happy about the win or what have you. But if I'm the Atlanta Falcons, did the Atlanta Falcons win their first opener? Let me know. Help me out. Help a brother out. You know, did the Atlanta Falcons win their season opener? Shout out to you, Ivan. Shout out to you, BD Gray. Really appreciate you. Did the Atlanta Falcons win? Y'all help me out. I'm not even going to look at anybody's scores for the week or what have you. Y'all help me out. Did the Atlanta Falcons win at least? If they didn't, if I'm the Atlanta Falcons, I'm looking at it like, you know what? I'm going to take a page from the LA Rams playbook. I think that Gurley is better than the Malcolm Brown. I think that Gurley is better than the Akers or Kid or what have you. And we're going to run that same recipe. We're going to see whether or not we can get Law to eat some more crow. We're going to see whereas the Atlanta Falcons can say to themselves, we got a better quarterback. We got a better wide receivers. You know, they may have I don't know who they got as the tight ends. I don't know who they got as their defensive situation. I will look at some Atlanta Falcons tape, and I'm going to see if I can push the envelope a little bit on the Cowboys to see what they made of. Now, I believe it's the Atlanta Falcons. It's a home game for us, right? So we may can figure things out. Yes, that was a PI call on AS for me. Yes, as for me, yes, there was a PI call. Yes, we can talk about that. We can go into details of the PI call. But the reason why I'm eating this crow is on the largelyhood of my thought tracks on the way we had so much high hopes and high expectations. And yes, we can't allow the aficionados to win the game. No, uh, that D line looked lost out there. Yeah, yeah. It takes. I was saying this right here, and this is my battle cry. I was saying literally, that maybe the offensive line would be able to extend. Well, not the offensive line, but the offense will be able to help out the defense. I was more in favor of the offense being able to help carry the defense. Now, when I look back at everything, I'm looking at this defense now, and I'm saying to myself, man, maybe just maybe this defense, although they only stopped the team, only gave up 20 points or what have you, defense needs some work. Defense needs some situation where we will be able to slow down, and get some turnovers and takeaways and help the offense. But it didn't happen that way. It didn't. Shout out to everybody, and shout out to my Cowboys family. Dak did great with the pressure from the face on every play. Yes, my Cowboys family, they had a lot of pressure in Dak Prescott's face. But the Dak Prescott at the same breath, at everything. Think about this. Regardless of how we interpretate this particular game, regardless of how we look at this situation, it's a loss. It's a season opener loss. So people are going to look at Dak Prescott and say, well, he had the ball in his hand in order to win, and he didn't do it. They showed a graphic of 1-6, and I can hear the naysayers now. He's 1-7 now in game-winning drives for since such and such time. They're not going to pull up their whole entire 2016 to now, but they're going to say he's 1-7, and he didn't punch it in when it was needed. So that is how this is going to look. So what we can do down the line to help this out is I don't know. I flat out don't know, because this offense didn't look like nothing outside of vanilla. It looked just like it was vanilla. It looked just like it was last year. We didn't see nothing spectacular. Now, granted, this was game one, so we shouldn't get mad at by it being game one, but we should look at it like, man, this was a bad game. This was a horrible game. It was not a lot of continuity. It was no establishment of an identity with the offense, the defense. We still don't know what type of defense it is, and there's no establishment. So there's no separation. At least the Washington no-name team, we can look at that game and say, even though it was against a divisional foe, because the divisional games are different because they know each other, but we can look at that game and say, well, the Washington no-name team, the Washington football team, at least they established something. They had 4 sacks on Carson Wentz, and granted, Carson Wentz loved to hold on to the ball in the first half. In the second half, they got to the quarterback even more. So at least we can look at this team and say, well, they established the defense. Let's talk about the Washington team. Now, from the offensive prowess, are they better than the Cowboys? No. But we got to figure out how. Or no. Let me rewind for your mind. We have to say to ourselves, did we make the best choice of going with Mike McCarthy, or did the Washington team make the better choice of going with Riverboat Run? Those are the two things right there. Those are the two, let me say this. Those are the two conundrums, basically. Did we make the better choice of going with Mike McCarthy opposed to going with Riverboat Run? Let me know in the chat box. Would you guys rather go with Riverboat Run, or would you guys? Now, my coach of choice was Urban Meyer, because I was looking at it like, hey, he got the pulse of Dak Prescott. Well, he got the pulse of Dak Prescott because he coached up Alex Smith, and he also coached up what's the guy with the left hand, Tim Tebow or what have you. But it's a story of a different day. But he had the pulse of Ezekiel Elliott. So we gotta measure all of those things. Now, this is still week one. There's a lot of football to play. There's a lot of football to play. Blame it on Jerry Jones. This is for Robinson. I just think that we got to figure out a way. What's going to be established? Will it be the quote unquote defense being a dominant defense? Will it be the offense being able to look at this situation and say, we're going to put all the pressure? We're going to continue to run up scores? I didn't see that aggressive. And don't tell me that 4th and 3 play was aggressive by CD for TD. Mike McCarthy, defund the refs, game killers. Yeah, Law. Come on, bro. This is for my Cowboy family. It takes Mike McCarthy over everyone. You said, wake up, fam. This is week one. This will be better, in my opinion. I agree with what you're saying, but I'm just trying to be objective right here. Did we make the best choice out of Mike McCarthy opposed to Riverboat Ron? Did we establish something? That's all I'm saying. Because anybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie coming out of the grave, they can say that, well, we didn't see a lot of creativity. Now, this could be a situation whereas no preseason, and on top of that, you got the Kellen Moore, who is a disciple of Scott Linehan. That's the problem right there. I don't know. It could take time. That's all I'm saying. John's going to win tomorrow. We don't need the Giants to win tomorrow. Yes. How do we know? We don't know. I'm just putting out questions. I'm not saying that. Look, my coach of choice was Urban Meyer, right? We didn't go with him. We didn't pull the trigger on him. It could be a good situation where we didn't pull the trigger on him. We got Mike McCarthy. I still believe to this day, present day, that Mike McCarthy is a better head coach than a Jason Garrett. I want to put that on record. I'm going to put that on the forefront, right? So that's what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to get from you guys is, how do you guys feel? Huh? Yeah. He said it's silly when we are comparing one game for the Dallas and one game for the Washington. I don't think that's not the comparison analysis. I'm thinking about this right here, and this is from my Cowboys family. Y'all check out their page, check out their content. But what I'm saying is, collectively, the one game that you saw out of Washington team and the one game that you saw out of Dallas Cowboys, who established what out of the one game? Now, I will say this offense, from what I've seen from this one game, we looked like we were stale. We looked like we didn't have a lot of creativity. It looked like we didn't do a lot of things out there on the field. Now, from the special team unit, it looked like that wasn't a difference maker, although this is still one game. But from the outside looking in, from the Washington team, we can at least see that their defense established something, that they are a defensive-led team. Their offense is not that great or what have you. Yes, we can give them that. But we have not established anything. That's all I'm saying. Now, granted, the Washington team played at their home, at their stadium, or stadium, as Jerry Wayne would say. But there's still a lot of football left, right? There's 15 more games that we have to go through, and war of attrition. But if I'm the Cowboys, I'm calling up Delaney Walker, and I'm sitting there saying to myself, hey, you want a cup of coffee? Decaf, or you want caffeine in it? What do you want? Can we just bring them in for a cup of coffee? Now, Devontae Burfict, do you want to call him in too? Because we got injuries now at LVE. We got unsureties at Luke Gifford, So it'll be wise to just call some of these guys as veteran that played the game, that understand the game. And I know I'm not trying to say, hey, break the glass and get the what do you call that thing, the fire extinguisher out. No, I'm not saying that, but at least you got to bring people in to see what they can do or what they will bring to the table. Jerry says the team is overhyped. I feel you though, man. Yeah. It's so many things. No more cups of coffee, guys, Law. This is from Trenton Mack. Well, I'm gonna say this, and I'm trying to preface my statement with this. Do you guys believe, after just seeing this one game, do you guys believe? Now I know that Darian Thompson had 9 or 10 tackles or what have you. Do you guys really believe in Darian Thompson? Do you guys believe X Woods will be able to do things to make it to be a difference maker in this game? Going into week 2, going into week 3, going into week 4 and beyond. Do you guys believe that with the defensive players that we got now, are you guys sold on those guys? Are you guys sold? Are you guys sold on the fact that we got the guys that we seen today? Because what killed us today was nothing to do with the ability, basically, right? If you guys want to say that. What killed us mostly was the scheme and not been playing over aggressive and not being student of the game enough to see where the things were going, where the plays were going, and a whole bunch of other things. Yes, there was some dumb decisions. But we'll bring it back to the forefront. No way the Giants going to win the NFC East. I don't see them doing that. No. Let me know if you guys want to call in. Let me know, and I can get this thing going the right way, the best way possible, man. I really appreciate everybody who pretty much been with me from the start of the day when it was still daylight, all through the live game feed, and then through the post game feed with me, Big Game James, and Scott Walker Steele. I really appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in. Shout out to you, Stevens, for making the donation to help grow the nation. I'm gonna see if the AI is gonna speak when you guys make those type of donations. Hopefully the AI speak, you know. Earl Thomas confirmed. Hannon, you know, we will see whether or not they're gonna go with the Earl Thomas groove. You know, I know that a lot of people are high on Earl.
Looking like the old Grinch trying to steal Christmas again. Things looking so familiar to be so different.
Yeah. And that's the craziest thing. Brand new staff. The only person that stayed was Kellen Moore, right? Brand new staff. Everybody else changed. Leon Letty is still the defensive line coach or what have you, help out with those fashions. But it's still, collectively speaking, the same team. And that's the craziest thing of it all. We've seen these games before looking like this, and that's the craziest thing of it all. I don't think some people are still saying fly, Eagles, fly. Did you see the Eagles game? I think that they can't have that longitude and latitude to talk. 682-214-4087 is the line. It's late. It's 12:35 where I'm at. I got about until 1 that I can talk to you guys, and this is how much crow I'm eating. Call in, speak your mind. Let me know how you guys feel. Aaron Donald over Connor Williams scheming. Yeah, Aaron Donald put Connor Williams in his back pocket, and he also just flatlined my dog, man, Joe Looney. It just looked like we never had a fighting chance, a puncher's chance at that. Yeah. All right, we got a caller on the line already. Speak your mind, speak your heart, speak your soul, and everything. You got a couple minutes. Speak to me.
This your boy Eastside, man. I was just saying, man, the Rams.
The Rams?
I mean, yeah, they're not world beaters, man. It ain't like they the defending Super Bowl champions or anything. But
do it go down as a loss, just like yours?
Man,
as a loss?
I'm just saying, man. There's levels to stuff, man. And you know, you're losing the bottom feeders. It's like all that hype and all that star glitz and glamour. Hey, man, you know, you gotta get a reality check.
Hold on. Before you go into further details, didn't just the year removed the Rams were in the Super Bowl?
What was that? A couple years ago?
A year removed.
Things have changed since then, brother.
Nah, dog. A year
Daniel
removed.
Jones knew Tom Brady.
Oh man, I guess so, man. But I just tell you,
in the Super Bowl. So you know, and that coach, he was ready. Misdirections, and they put Aaron Donald on Connor Williams, and he killed my dog Joe Looney, and we had a Terrence Steele out there who he needed to question his last name because he was no Steele at all.
Man, what happened to that $20 million receiver, Cooper? Man, I ain't hear too much from him. Did he suit up for the game?
10
I
catches
did miss
for
the bus.
hold on, 10 catches for 88 yards. You know, and he made me win my fantasy. Well, I'm leading my fantasy. I gotta wait and see for tomorrow whether or not I can win it all the way. But 10 catches for 88 yards, and I really think that last play of the game, Michael Gallup. Come on now, you know that was no PI. So it can go both ways. We win this game, we look at this whole type of situation differently. But the coaching staff, I believe, bit off more than they can chew by going for it on 4th and 3, what have you. But let me know. You guys didn't have a chance that first week, right? Did you have a chance?
Man, I mean, that's Super Bowl champs, man. I mean, hey, brother.
Come on now.
I mean, you take your lumps when you take them, but they're not the Rams. The Rams ain't KC, though. I mean, that's Super Bowl champs, brother. We lost to the Super Bowl Patrick Mahomes, bro.
20, hold on. You was up 24-0 on them last year. What makes them different from you, huh? No, don't digress now. What make them different from you? You was up 24-0. I believe that was the score. But let me know if I'm wrong. You know, I'm eating my throat right now.
No, it was like 24-7. They came back. That's Patrick Mahomes, brother. I mean, come on, man.
Pat Mahomes had nothing to do with all of the things that you putting out there. Even the game last week. Even the game Thursday night. Pat Mahomes, you need to talk about number 25 who was running that ball all over you guys. Yeah.
I'm just touching base. There's a lot of people looking for me, and I can't find them nowhere now. But hey, brother,
Giants are gonna win the NFC East, and Cowboys don't look so good with all those weapons.
You know, I couldn't get in. But hey,
And
brother, I
defense
salute you. I mean,
wastebasket.
I don't know if you knew who was calling, but hey, brother, I'm just touching base, just saying what's up. Just I wanted to hear all the new excuses for thinking that.
It's good to hear that you cheerful. You calling in. All I'm saying is that, hey, all I'm saying is keep the same energy. Appreciate you for calling in.
Hey, just touching base, hey man. All right.
Appreciate you.
All right, brother.
Salute. You're a good call, though, but I got to really put things into context. Hey, those Texans, they were the same team that was looking for revenge. They was up 24-0 against the Kansas City Chiefs. They said if they get another crack at it, they would have been able to beat them or what have you. They got another crack at it. And it wasn't all Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes didn't have a fantastic, unbelievable game against the Texans. Let me just pull up this right here, man. Was it Lorenzo? Giants are going to win the NFC East. He's so confident he paid $9.99 for your mind for the Cowboys don't look good with all of those weapons and on defense. So, yeah, I mean, we got to pull the rug from under our feet. We can say these things right quick that, yes, we have weapons. We have CD. We have Amari Cooper. We have Michael Gallup. And the last play of the game, well, a few last plays of the game, I just think that the aficionados did a bad, terrible situation with that. 832, you're live. Talk to me, 832. Call back 832-701. Call back 832 whenever you get a chance. I ain't going to put your whole number out there, but call back. How did Leviscus do? I don't know. I didn't really check on his particular situation. But Jefferson, he did pretty good. Let me see. Here we go. 832. Talk to me.
Hello?
Talk to me. You're live.
Oh, okay. All right. I got to get on that Houston Texans ass. I got to get on his ass. I mean,
talk to him.
Where's Hopkins? Where's Hopkins?
Yeah.
Where's that $1 million quarterback?
Mm-hmm. The same thing that he was talking to us about was, didn't they pay him $160 million? How much money they paid?
They paid him a pretty penny, and I ain't gonna lie. He's good, but you can't throw to who you gonna throw to?
Yeah, he ain't got nobody
back
to throw
on
to. Yeah,
but whatever about them, that's their problem. They got to worry about the Rockets. Oh wait, never mind. Or they got to worry about the Astros. Oh wait, never mind. But let's worry about us.
Talk to me.
Van Der Esch, he's out. What are we gonna do?
Yeah. My thing is Van Der Esch, he's out, and he's out for at least 8 to 9 weeks, and then they say 8 weeks, but then there's another week to rehab, and there's another week to really see whether or not he can take a hit again, and then he got to build himself to be back into football shape. So I normally look at when they say 8 weeks, I normally go ahead and coin it as 10 weeks. So he's out 10 weeks, regardless how we look at it. We're gonna have to really look into the linebackers room, unless Bernard can come in, step in, and be that enforcer, and let people forget about LVE, which will be hard to do by the way. Or Luke Gifford, he can come back, and he's an injured guy too.
That's what has the point. With Jarwin being out and Schultz is, I'm gonna say he's a no name. I kind of miss Unreliable. I hate to say it.
No. But go ahead.
I mean, come on. He's wear and tear. I mean, yeah, he got like 2 receptions in the Raiders game today, but still though, he's unreliable. But that's neither here nor there. I think Zeke did a pretty good job today. They just kept running too much, even though we were running offense.
Yeah.
But I wasn't too upset about this loss. I think it's because I got the Stars to worry about. But I don't know. But on the live stream with Sky and everybody, that dude who said that we will probably lose to the Vikings and the 49ers, what's he smoking? Because like, how you gonna say we're gonna lose to a Vikings team that lost to a Packers team really bad, and then we're gonna lose to a San Francisco team that lost to an Arizona team that, yeah, they got good players, but they don't got like Chiefs type players.
Here's the situation. It is still week 1. And now it's going into week 2. We lost. We lost terribly. We didn't see like we had anything
I'm not
going.
about the loss.
Yeah. My thing is, if the ball bounced another way, if we go for the field goal, if Greg the leg make a field goal, at the 53-yard field goal, then we probably be singing another tune. Now, I will say this: eating this crow is not a good feel, because I thought for sure that all off season at least we would showcase something better than what we'd exhibit today, but we didn't. We showed up like it looked just like a Jason Garrett led team. It was nothing different.
Yeah,
right? It's like no way you can look at this team and say different. The Washington team looked like a whole different team, and I know that the Washington played a divisional foe, right? So we look like the same. It looked like no philosophy change. We couldn't stop the run, couldn't stop the screen passes, and we couldn't really push the ball down the field like we wanted to.
I mean, here's my thing on that 4th down call in the red zone, though. The people who are bitching about it, saying, why did he do that, are the people who were bitching about why didn't Jason Garrett run the ball in that Minnesota game or went for it on 4th downs on that Houston game. I mean, come on. I get the impression Mike McCarthy wanted to put in our minds was, I got balls and I'm going to go for anything. And he wanted to win that thing. That's why I can kind of like, you could have got the easy points, but you came to get the whole enchilada.
Yeah. And maybe next time they do that, CD, he got rookie mistakes. The great Gail Brandt said this before. You guys might want to write this down. A rookie going to cost you at least one game. A rookie, regardless of who that rookie is going to cost you at least one game. And not saying that the reason why he cut in too quick cost us that game, but I think that the coaches will look back at that tape. I think they're going to have tape viewing Monday or Tuesday, what have you, whenever, and they're going to look at it and say, okay, you got to run above the sticks and then cut. Regardless of how it is, if he ran above the sticks, he catch that ball, he's going to catch it regardless because he had a step on the guy. If you run above the sticks, above the 1st yard or 1st down or what have you, it's a 1st down, and we're not even talking about this. We're talking about, damn, what a ballsy play. No nuts, no glory, but they got all the glory because we made it. And then we be talking about, damn, the Cowboys won because of the aggressive Mike McCarthy. But by the Cowboys losing, we looking at that play like, come on, dog.
Yeah, and like from the other live stream. The homie said, "Why would you put a rookie in the slot to get it?" I'm sorry, but he's the only fastest receiver we have.
Yeah.
Now, because he was saying, "Oh, we should have put a faster veteran." Who's the fast veteran? We don't got Beasley. We don't got like Switzer or anything. We don't have no fast receivers.
Yeah. We don't have any veterans. That's the situation. Look, people fail to realize there will be growing pains. Just like I said with Diggs, I wanted us to slowly move him in. And when you talk about Diggs, yes, he's going to have his growing pains, and yes, the other rookie kind of showed up on him, right? What's that rookie name? Jefferson. What's his first name? Is it Van or something like that? What's the rookie name?
Which one for
the Rams? Jefferson, I believe. Yeah, I forgot his name. Y'all help me on the chat.
I don't know. I was too busy being brightened by those blue ass helmets.
Right.
No,
so,
but
Van Jefferson, yeah.
I like Diggs. I like what he did today.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an okay game. We didn't have a preseason. We were going to have, like Foots the King said, we're going to have goofy football. Mm-hmm. We had no preseason games. We had no dress rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But what I can tell is Dak is so comfortable with Gallup and Coop. He never tries to give it to CD, but that's what you got to build, the chemistry and all that. But come on.
Yeah.
Try to use them.
Yeah. They should have targeted him a little bit more. I think that, the 10 catches from Amari Cooper, he didn't look like he was all the way there. He was a little gimpy running the ball a little bit. But he did at least on the road, got us 10 receptions for 88 yards. And I think that the next week he'll step it right back up. And shout out to Ramsey. Yeah. He did his job too. Ramsey did his job against him as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why I wasn't sad about I wasn't pissed or bitching about the call because, I mean, hey, like Chris Collinsworth said, he's the veteran. He's going to try to work the rest. Mm-hmm. And even if they didn't call that, people would probably say, "Oh, y'all won," but what about that Alden Smith hitting Jared Goff in the face? I'm like, so that's why I was kind of like, it was meant to be.
It was meant to be, and guess what? They go back to the drawing boards. Now, here's where we got to look at it. Now, we will have to look at it like this: if this team showcased the exact same thing that we seen week 1. Next week, then it'll be cause to pause. Then it'll be like, hey, wait a minute, the adjustments wasn't there, And people got to realize too, we will know more about how this coaching staff now evaluate the opposing opposition now that they got film. Now they can look back at tape, and we will see whether or not the Cowboys made the right decision of going with Mike McCarthy opposed to any other coach out there.
I mean, I know when we first got him, he wasn't my first choice. I wanted to go brand new and get a college coach and get Lincoln Riley, but it's whatever. It's already happened.
It's gone. Yeah.
It's a new staff. They just need to get used to it, and we need to just see, what happens. If we play like this again against a very boring Atlanta team, then we should have considerations like, hey, like you said, did we do the right thing?
Yeah. Because you got
now,
a lot of star power and a lot of talent on this team, regardless. We can't be putting up 17 points. If we beat the shit out of Atlanta, then but then it's a scrub Atlanta team. Now, if we beat Seattle in Seattle, then I think that shows that we're the real deal. So the Cowboys should be looking at Seattle. You know how in preseason they say the dress rehearsal is always the third game.
Mm-hmm.
So Seattle should be the dress rehearsal.
And you know what? We never do good in the preseason, so like I wouldn't be shocked if we do start like at least 1-4 maybe. And I hate to say it, if we start like that, that's kind of how we start in the preseason.
Oh wow!
So we just can't look for that. We're trying to start 4-1.
Yes, indeed, man. It's a good call from you, man. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling.
Yeah, I tried to call in the last stream, and I couldn't.
You got there.
Man, I had to get my laptop, everything all out. Had to get all adjusted. I was like, dang, I'm ready. Because, like, man, y'all were having some people saying some dumb shit.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. But I
Panicking.
don't want people to think that, hey, it's crash and burn after one game. I don't. A lot of people would take
Yeah.
what I say and think that,
Like,
but I'm only speaking from objectively speaking.
what makes it when the guy says, "Oh, we didn't make it to the Super Bowl. We're gonna make a deep playoff run." How are we gonna make a deep playoff run, but you don't at least having us going to a Super Bowl? Like,
That's crazy.
and why are you saying Minnesota is gonna automatically be there and San Francisco gonna automatically be there? What if Arizona makes the playoffs? What if Detroit? I mean, yeah, Detroit lost today, but what if they pull their shit together?
Yeah.
You can't
They lost in
automatically
the final
say-
minutes. You're right.
It's just, I ain't gonna lie, maybe we got some fans that just kind of don't think in the football mentality of stuff like that. Not everything's gonna be the same.
No way.
No
way. But man, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling in, fam. Salute.
Yeah, that was 12 minutes. Okay, peace.
Peace, man. That's a good call from him, man. Low key, that was a real good call from him, man. And I really appreciate you so much, brother. Good call from him, man. So, that's just how it goes, man. We will look at these games and say, "Oh, crash and burn," but I gotta eat my crow because I've been talking all type of noise, and that's just how I go. But
This is Sparta!
512, you live. Talk to me, 512.
Hello.
You're live on the nation.
Oh yeah. What do you think about the offense that we had? Today?
We didn't establish nothing. I'm looking for
Yeah.
establishment. Yeah, we didn't establish nothing right now.
The defense was trash in my opinion. The run stopping.
Yeah.
The run stopping really didn't do anything for us. Man, I was mad. I couldn't even hold my composure.
I know.
That's how serious I am into football. But I mean, do you think that we'll get back? Because you know how other teams, they look at film and all that,
Mhm.
and they'll find the weak spots and stuff. So I'm like,
well, the weak spots on this team is that okay, it was a road game, it was a away game basically. The defense didn't look like we could stop the misdirection plays. They used our aggressions against us. When we didn't have the ball to fall our way, especially when they called the PI on Schultz on one play. Jarwin got injured. LVE got injured. And a already less dense, a dense roster, really not a lot of people with experience on this roster. When you have to make all of those adjustments, and I know it sounds nothing but like excuses, but before that time frame, we still didn't see a team that's established anything. I saw a team with the front four that we've been ragging and raving about. Started off with Antoine Woods at line up at 0, and I already knew what that was going to look like because I saw when he first played for the Tennessee Titans. I don't think that he's a good guy with power and strength like that. And then when we saw Crawford kicked inside, I was saying light body work. We got our ass whooped inside. So we'll find out what this team can do next week. Maybe we don't have to face the same type of philosophy of offense next week. Hopefully we can establish something.
in my opinion, I think the offense did okay though.
From the aspect of, talk to me, from the running situation or from the passing?
Kind of the both, but I mean Zeke did pretty good. He had a really good game in my opinion. Dak had a good game. It was just some of them was just drops, and we could have had opportunities there. And then the Greg Zuerlein kick, and then the end, which really made me upset, when Michael Gallup caught the pass, but they called pass PI on him. I don't know. It's just, I just wanted to express my feelings on how I feel about that. It's just, I don't know. Hopefully we get things turned around, and maybe we can Probably win the division, but I don't know the way it's looking. So, but it's just the first game, like you said. It's just the first game.
Yeah.
It's not over yet.
Yeah. It's not over yet, and nobody won the Super Bowl today. So,
No.
but I really appreciate you for calling in from the 512, man. Really appreciate
All
you,
right.
fam. Salute.
All right. Appreciate
Call
it. Thank
from
you.
man. Appreciate you,
Bye.
man. That's a good call, man. Good points, you know. Still week 1. Now we won't be week 2.
This is Sparta!
561. You're live.
Yo, what's up, Law? Can you hear me good?
Man, I can hear you, man. You good, fam. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. It's Jake the Great, man. How do I feel? I mean, I'm not as mad as I thought I was gonna be. I'm a little mad because another trucker friend of mine. He's a Rams fan, and I'm here in Los Angeles right now, and I'm not too mad. And I had wrote down a couple things so I didn't get off track. You know, when you call, you just get a little, you know what I mean?
Right.
But
right.
I feel like it was a great game plan by Sean McVay. Before anything, I just feel like he knew we had a very aggressive rush, front four that they were coming. So he counteracted that, and Jared Goff was getting rid of that ball within 3 seconds. They kept showing that on that next-gen stat. So within 3 seconds, that ball was gone.
2.2,
I feel
something like that. Yeah. 2.2.
I feel like he was our coach, and it was basically you got a seasoned play caller that knows. There was a caller that called in on the late night hype that said it. You got Sean McVay. He knows his personnel. You know what I mean? So he knows what to do with his players. And I feel like Mike McCarthy, it's a little bit of rust. It's a little bit of what our identity is. And, damn, is this what we do? I'm not too mad about the field goal. I really wish he would have took it, though. There's just so much time left. But I understand the whole analytics part of it because, it kind of worked out. We just didn't score the point. I just don't like the panic on Cowboy Nation because we all been here before. I just feel like, we just need a little time. I think next week against a team like the Falcons that doesn't do that because Matt Ryan doesn't do a 1, 2, 3 and let it go. He likes to take like a 5-step drop and let it go. So I think we'll have a lot of pressure next week. I just, we're all right. It's not the end of the world. The only thing that I really, really didn't like, my only bad thing, I know I'm rambling a lot.
No, you good.
But
man.
the only thing I really didn't like, though, is the fact that we was a little light in the ass in the middle with all the talk on the
Big
interior
boys.
line.
Yeah,
I didn't really like that too much, and I feel like D-Law, he should be the end on that line, like put his hands on the ground because I feel that takes away from his running, his run stoppability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw Armstrong. He got a healthy amount of snaps that game. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the log and see how many Armstrong snaps he had or what have you. And I think D-Law had only one tackle. I think that starting the game off, we was kind of like antsy. We kind of jumped the snaps a few times and kind of gave the momentum back to the Rams. And we can't say that it was home field advantage. We can't say it was a situation where there's crowd noise and things like that unless they had piping in noise that we couldn't see or hear, you know what I'm saying, from the broadcasting view. But I will say that this is when you make your adjustments.
I mean, we can't make no excuses. It is what it is. We went there and lost. But if you look at it, 20-17, as bad as we played, and we didn't get our asses whooped by Jared Goff. We got manhandled in the trenches. But it's not a bad of a loss if you look at the whole NFL, because I love the Cowboys, but I love football. So I watch all the games. I drive and I'm listening to the Red Zone. All the games are pretty much close. There's only 3 games that were separated by more than 10 points. So it was a pretty competitive week 1. I just think, we just lost, but I think we're all right. I think we'd be like maybe 11-5, or 12-4. You know, I'm not gonna hold this loss too badly. We as Cowboy Nation shouldn't hold it too tough. You know, it'll be better. There's better days ahead.
Well, Jake the Great, I do have us going 11-5, and hopefully we only lose 4 more games from here, right?
Yeah, you know, we ain't
Yeah.
gonna lose too much, but you know, the Rams they played good. They had a good game plan. You know, that's we got our coach. You know, McVay did a good job, man. You know, hats off to him. But you know, we have better days ahead. That's all I got. You know, we got better days ahead.
Man, good call, man. I really appreciate you for calling in, and thank you for being always a strong supporter of this channel, man.
All day, man.
It's one way or another, man. Appreciate you, fam.
All right, guys.
This is Sparta!
Deserve to have one, Cowboy Nation. So it goes back to, I'm not saying that we're gonna go 8-8 like Worth Tech says. I'm pulling for 8-8, but if we can get into the dance, man, that's all that's needed. I know 11-5 seem far fetched right now. I know. But when we started off 3-5 one year, nobody thought that we would go 10-6, right? So it's always a situation whereas I'm not gonna go back from my word. I would rather for us to get hot towards the latter of the season. 469, speak your mind.
What's up, Law?
Nothing to it, man. It's your world.
Dude, after today, bro, I have questions about this Kellen Moore offense, his play calling. Because there was just so many runs on first down. They ran on first down way too much. And I don't know why they don't pass it more, because most of their success happens when they pass it on first down. Like, when they passed it on first down, they had like 11.1 yards per.
You're breaking up a little bit, man. You're breaking up a little bit. I can barely hear you.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good.
But this offense needs to be a lot better, and Kellen Moore's play calling needs to be a lot better as well.
Yeah, it looked like they dialed up a situation where they had his number. The play calling wasn't exotic. We saw some motions, but it was like given. Like they would start Cooper out in the slot, and then they motion him out to the outside, and they was already in shotgun. You know, so it wasn't really nothing in a stretch of imagination. Like, okay, you know, we'll just roll coverage that way, and they gave us the 1-on-1 to the outside with Coop. You know, with Gallup, I meant to say. But they bracket covered. They did exactly what I thought they would do. They bracketed a CD for TD, and that was just about it. They had the guy underneath, and they had the guy that was just rolling over on CD. So it wasn't really nothing that they changed or what have you. They dared Ezekiel Elliott to run because they dropped everybody and they gave us everything underneath. Dak, if you're gonna beat us, you're gonna beat us deep. Go ahead.
I feel like they should have used CD Lamb and Gallup more, because after the first half, they went really run heavy. They really should have used them more. And this defense has got to step up. Like, if I'm the Cowboys, tight end and Mike linebacker are the top priorities for me.
Tight ends, Mike linebacker. They're going to have to figure that out, fam. They really going to have to figure it out.
We got to figure. But I still feel confident that it's only one game, man. We play 16 games. We still have 15 more games.
We do.
So I still think that, you know, I think we'll have a good season. It'll just take time to adjust.
Yeah. We'll find out, man, what they're going to do from here, man. I really appreciate you for calling in, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
Salute. Good call from you, man. Good call from you. Give you a war call at that. If I can find it. There we go.
This is Sparta!
All right, so we've been live for about an hour, getting close to that time frame. I just want to give you guys my thoughts, eat my crow for an hour. Shout out to the LA Rams for beating my tail and beating our team. But hey, football season is a long one, right? And right now, we are 0-1. So we ain't going undefeated this year. Newsflash, Cowboy Nation. But I will say this. We just got to figure out something else. We just got to figure out something else next week. We can't start off 0-2. We got to at least showcase something. hey, next week, is it a home game or away game, right? It's a home game, right? So we should showcase something, exhibit and exude some good football play. Nevertheless, Cowboy Nation, if you like this channel, hit that like button, share this content. Let that friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and Beyond. Let's not look too far into the future. Week by week, we take these things. And I'm going to be humble now. I thought I could talk some cash money all week, but I can't. And I just got to sit back and think and say to myself, I don't want to see this team again. I don't want to see this exact team. I want to see a different team next week, because this is kind of like repeatings of last year and the year before and the year before that. And you guys know who've been following me. I've been saying that this is going to be a whole new flavor, a whole new this and a whole new that. And it just showcased that we're the same team, right? So hopefully, I'm going to eat this crow. We're going to digest this crow. And we're going to look back at this thing and say, man, that first week, remember we started off, we lost to the Rams. That was a wake-up call. And sometimes we need those wake-up calls, Cowboy Nation. Let me know if I'm lying, right? Yes, indeed. Shout out to everybody, man. Julius, Jonathan, Christopher. Let me get some music going on right quick. Here we go, yeah. Just a little bit, just a bit right there. All right, so punt the ball once. Yeah, they only did, Eli, Mexi, shout out to you. I know you guys are already saying we need another quarterback. We need another this. We need another that. We'll find out, man. This is a year whereas if this quarterback don't get us to the playoff, maybe they pull the trigger and say, okay, we'll bring in somebody else. So it's a conundrum piece. For those who support Dak Prescott, it's all in his hands. For those who despise and can't stand Dak Prescott, calling him mentally soft or what have you, is all in your favor, right? If he don't win it, I don't see how the Cowboys will, I guess, give the man what he's looking for. I don't see it. Or they can go still with another franchise tag, but I don't think that the temperature of the Dallas area would do that, right? A lot of people saying Dak is our guy. I believe so, he is. Let's not judge a book by the first page that you read, right? There's 16 pages in this book, right? Let's continue to grind, to shine. Cowboy Nation, that's all the time that I have for this beautiful moment. Don't forget to hit that like button again. Share this content. Let that friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Yeah. Still, let me tell y'all this. Hey. Ain't no party like a Cowboy party, 'cause the Cowboy party don't stop. We still running this thing. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Yeah. Think about this. The Cowboys never won a Super Bowl undefeated. We lost some games. But that's just how they go. Throw some heat on you guys. Let me tell you guys this real quick. What I say, I mean it. When you're up against your struggles, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin, set your shoulders, catch your feet, and take a break. You can do it. You may fall, you may conquer. See this thing through. Black may be the clouds about you, your future may seem grim, but don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself and fight and trim. If worse is bound to happen in spite of all that you do, remember, running from it will not save you, Cowboy Nation. See this thing through. Continue to grind, continue to shine. Let's go. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. And remember, you're listening to nothing